how are you doing? Thank you so much for being awesome, for watching my videos. Please like this video if you like it. Please subscribe, and also make sure that you hit the little bell, ding ding, if you do want to be notified every time I post a new video. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. Also, if you do want to book a reading with me, please go to misspamelaxoxo.com and book your one-on-one reading or coaching session with me. To all my clients that are watching this, you know who you are, and congratulations. I'm so proud of you. So let's get into this. How to save a relationship with a Cancer. Now this is exciting. I'm going to go over this in 3 parts as always. So the first part of this is, why is this happening? Why are you in rocky waters, if you will, with a Cancer individual? And number 2 is, what does this represent? I truly believe that everything represents something, and especially in relationships, which is why I love studying relationships and helping people with relationships, because relationships really are our mirror. And so what does this really represent? The last part, part 3, is what can you do about this now? So let's get into this. Number 1, why is this happening? Although this could be for a variety of reasons, the main reasons when we're talking about a Cancer are going to be these ones that I list. And to keep in mind, this is meant to promote healthy relationships. If you're not in a healthy relationship, well, it doesn't really matter now, does it? So it could be that you didn't respect their emotions. And in all fairness, maybe you didn't even know what their emotions were. I mean, Cancers take a very long time to open up, or they certainly can. And so in that period of opening, sometimes people just think that they're actually not that emotional. So if you did miss that memo, I completely understand, and I can almost guarantee that they feel like their emotions are not really being heard or felt or respected, or whatever label you want to give it. So that's a huge, huge reason. The other thing is that maybe their mom or their family didn't like you. So whereas, you know, with a Sagittarius, they might not care about that. A lot of Sages are not that close with their family. And so with Cancer, that is not the case. So with a Cancer individual, and of course look at the whole chart too, if their mom doesn't approve of you or their family doesn't approve of you, even though it might not immediately end the relationship, it's definitely going to cast a significant amount of doubt on them. The other thing is, maybe you're not a stable person who could be a stable husband or wife or marriage partner, spouse. The thing with Cancers is this. Even in the Cancers that I've known that weren't exactly the most faithful people, because there are Cancers that are not like that as well, even in that, whenever they would date, I'm not talking about hooking up, right? People will hook up with people that they wouldn't necessarily date. We all know that. But when a Cancer actually date someone, they always date people that are in alignment with, at least on the outside or at least in their perception, someone that they would marry. And just because you know a Cancer that's dating someone, you know, that maybe they wouldn't, well, maybe they just haven't dropped the hammer yet, or maybe they haven't stepped into that knowing, but an aware Cancer really only dates and commits to people that they would marry or that they could see as marriage material, wife or husband material. So if they didn't see you in that light, well, that could be another reason. And hey, like I say, maybe you don't want to be seen in that light, and think about that. So that very nicely rolls into number 2. What does this represent? What this needs to represent for you so that you can take something away from this is, who do you actually want to be with? Do you have a list of these qualities? And are you yourself those qualities? Because our emotions are what puts us into motion. And nobody knows that better than a Cancer. Either motion or lack of motion. Cancers know that secret very well. And so if there's one thing that you really learn from this, it's to look at your own kind of dating history and who you want to be with. Do you really present yourself, and are you truly who you think you are, right? If you're like, well, I'm wife or husband material, whatever that means anyways, PS, but I'm just saying as an example, and yet you're not living the life that you're passionate about, well, I would really beg to differ. Because it's not about what looks good on paper, it's what exists within your soul. And if you haven't really worked on your own issues and you're not conscious of who you actually want to be with, i.e. who you are, well, that's definitely what this represents. Do you date people that you would never ever marry? You know, or do you date people that you don't even really like? Well, guess what? That's what this represents. And by the way, if you have that figured out, high five to you. And also what this could represent is taking a serious inventory of just the people that you have in your life in general. You know, Cancers are really about the quality, not the quantity. And so this is a time for you to really look at that. It's the same thing when I said at the beginning that maybe this person didn't like, their family didn't like you. Well, you know, do you like your friends and the people that you have around you? This is definitely a time to take a serious look at that. And in terms of the family, you know, how much do you prioritize winning an argument over healing the situation? At the end of the day, we're all going to the same place. Nobody that I know of, you know, forgive me if you're watching this video 30 years from now and we figured out a way to live forever. Hello, future everybody. We're not going to live forever as far as I know now. And so with that being said, are you more concerned about petty arguments or being in the moment with the people that you love? Because there's nothing that Cancers hate more than when you really don't get that. So take that inventory for yourself, and whether or not you apply it to this relationship that we're talking about here, know that that's probably what this represents in some way. So number 3, what can you do about it now? The only thing that you can do about it now, before you do anything, is you have to know whether or not this person sees you as someone that you would marry, as someone that they would marry or want to marry or make a long-term commitment with. And the way that you do that, if you're not just going to flat out ask them, which I do suggest, is look inside of yourself. You have these answers, trust me. Is this someone that you actually want to marry? Like, actually, if you could have anything that you wanted right now, is this really the person that you would marry? Unconditionally loving them, even those things that you don't like about them you accept, because a Cancer's not changing anytime soon. I'm just saying. And so if you don't truly want to marry them or someone like them, well, you kind of have your answer right there, don't you? And then if the answer is a yes, then you can keep going, and I would talk to them. You know, this is not the sign that you do the 8 weeks of no contact with, for example. Depending on the person, of course, ask them, what is it about this situation that I don't understand? And then don't say anything. What is it about your feelings in this situation that I don't understand, that you need me to understand? Because I can guarantee that they just feel like you don't get it. They feel like you don't get their emotions and their feelings about whatever is going on. And if there's any stuff going on with the family, well, you definitely need to heal that immediately. And if you don't want to, you shouldn't be in this relationship. And that's no judgment, by the way. I've left relationships where, you know, I didn't really love the family, and it is what it is. It's okay. You move on and you move into better relationships and believe that you can attain that, right? So with that being said, are you a Cancer? Are you in love with a Cancer? Are you in the camp of, yeah, I love a Cancer, but I don't know if I really want to be with them? Or do you really want to be with this person? Please let me know below, because I read all of your comments. I'm always rooting for all of you watching this and sending out the love healing vibes for all of you. And whether it's day or night, I love you, I love you, I love you. Please click here to subscribe to my channel. Please click here to watch my recent video. And please click here to go to my website and book a one-on-one reading or coaching session with me. I love you. Bye.